Oh hey, what's going on, Inspirators? It's your boy Tony Doyle, TonyDoyleInspires.com. I was just sitting here checking out one of my favorite books because we are starting a new segment here on Inspirate. By popular request, we are going to be starting to do book reviews. And I can think of no book that I wanted to start out with more so than this one right here by Mr. Wallace Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. Now this may not be a book that you guys are super familiar with, and it may not be an author you're familiar with. Wallace Wattles, kind of a funny name. He did do a lot, and we'll talk about that today. But first and foremost, if you would, please, if you have not already, please subscribe to our channel. Like I said, we will be doing this as a regular feature. Probably one day a week we'll be doing different book reviews based on people who keep asking me, like, what should I be reading? What's worthwhile? So I want to cover a lot of the classics, some of the newer stuff, and we're definitely going to start with this one. So if you would, please subscribe. Hit the little bell symbol, that's the notification, and it will let you know every time we upload a new video. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you love it, share it out to your friends and groups on other social media. All right? So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, this is The Science of Getting Rich by this man right here, Mr. Wallace Wattles. So I'll let you get a good look at him. And as you can see, he is not from this dispensation. So we'll just start like this. How do people get what they want in life? How do they even know what they want? Do you know what you want? Even though the specifics may differ, some of us desire to learn a skill, others to start a family, and others to simply grow and harvest a garden, get rich. All kind of different desires we have. But we still share an undying desire for growth and abundance in our life. And that's really what the purpose of this book is. Wallace Wattles was addressing all of those things in this. He does focus a lot on prosperity and attracting money into your life. So, most of the time, our desires and our wants seem constrained by resources such as time, money, opportunities. It seems that way. But what if someone told you that they could create things out of thin air? That you could create things for yourself, and that really there's an abundant amount that never exhausts, and that he could teach you how to do that just from mere thoughts. Well, this was very, how should I say, something that got him in a lot of trouble, because he was at the very beginning of the New Thought era, and Wallace Wattles said exactly that you could use your thoughts and your desires to create what you wanted in life. So this is The Science of Getting Rich, and as I stated before, this was the book that Rhonda Byrne was given, and her whole series of The Secret was based around this book. So it's super interesting, at least to me, and I hope it is to you as well. And this is a book that I definitely suggest you check out. So The Science of Getting Rich has several ideas in it. So I'm going to give you a little cliff notes, and I'm going to leave some spoilers for you to discover, but let me give you a couple ideas in there. Okay? So idea number 1 in The Science to Getting Rich is to live a full life. You must nurture your mind, body, and soul, and that this requires material wealth. It requires material wealth. Okay? Realize that even right now, today, that is highly suspect, and a lot of religions and things would say that is sacrilegious almost, right? That you would require material wealth to nurture your soul. Okay, so like I said, Wallace Wattles was on the forefront of the New Thought movement, and he spent a good portion of this book talking about why your life is better and how you could share more with other people if you yourself were wealthy first. So that's really a big focus of this book, and he goes in depth about that. So that if you're interested in that, this is definitely one thing I think you should check out. If you've got a block around that because maybe a past spiritual tradition that you were a part of, and you want to look at that and you're feeling in your heart you really do want to have stuff, but you feel a block in there, this is a great book for you to start on because he talks about a lot of things like that. The Science of Getting Rich, idea number 2, thoughts are the primary source of creation, but gratitude is what keeps it going. So thoughts and gratitude sound familiar nowadays in the New Thought movement, which we mostly call law of attraction. It's a bedrock, right? Thoughts become things, and gratitude is that that state of being that welcomes those things into our life. But Wallace Wattles was one of the first to ever say something like that. So once again, if you are somebody who likes to know like where thoughts and things come from, like at the beginning of movements, like how this was developed over time, I would really like you to check out this book by Wallace Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. All right, key idea number 3, focus your mind on what you want and don't worry about other people. Sound familiar? Well, guess what? Wallace Wattles was saying this in 1800, that you need to focus, flow follows focus, focus on what you want and not listen to the naysayers around you. Okay? Key idea, Wallace Wattles is one of the first to ever write it. And you can find it right here in this book, The Science of Getting Rich. And key idea number 4, acting in the present in harmony with your faith and purpose will bring about your future desires. This is super duper interesting to me because this is actually one of the earliest accounts, possibly the earliest account of a bridge between law of attraction and Neville's teachings, where he says not necessarily law of attraction. Like Neville doesn't teach law of attraction. Neville Goddard, I'm speaking of, and we'll get to some of his books. He teaches specifically about imaginal acts, and there's a big shift in the New Thought movement between those two. It's super interesting to me that Wallace Wattles was talking about a bridge of those two things, being in harmony with your faith and purpose, and bring about your future desire, and doing so out of the present, or as we would say now, the future present, right? Which is a classic teaching of Neville Goddard. So, super interesting. First place I know of that says it is right here in this book by Wallace Wattles. All right, and then key idea number 5 in the Science of Getting Rich. Using your talents will help you grow and inspire others to do the same. Simple enough, right? But at this time, if you realize that most people who are into spirituality were either reading the Bible, the Quran, or another religious text. Okay, so this is one of the first New Thought authors who started putting pieces of that in there. So if you can pick up on it, he says using your talents will help others grow and inspire others to do the same. Very similar to dogma from religions, but he is taking it outside of the context of religion into a broader spirituality, which is exactly what the New Thought movement was about. So those are the 5 key takeaways. And like I said, I left plenty for you guys to discover, but if any of those are interesting to you, I definitely suggest you pick up that book You can order it on Amazon. You can find it in your local bookstores. This copy I have right here, I got right downtown at my own bookstore. It's a little paperback one that I can put in my back pocket and take around with me. Obviously, you can also find the Kindle versions and all that as well. So if it is interesting to you, let's grab this book back. I definitely suggest, and there's a reason why I made this number one. I mean, I have hundreds of books, but this is definitely top 5 reading, especially if you've never read it before. It's really easy reading too. Now it is, like I said, it is written back in the 1800s, so it is a little bit archaic in the language in places. But if you can get past this, I'm telling you, this is one to have in your archives. Read it, put it there so you have like all the things. And the great bonus thing about the new versions of this book, The Science of Getting Rich, is everyone comes with an additional book by Wallace Wattles in the back part, and it's called How to Get What You Want. Okay, so every printing that I saw, and I looked at several to make sure this was true, but How Do You Get What You Want, which is a separate book along with similar guidelines, and it's only like 70 pages. Like, that book is small, it's like a pamphlet size, but he included that, or the publisher included that in. So you're getting 2 books for the price of one. So this is what I'm suggesting for your number 1 book to go check out. Okay, probably not the choice most people would do, but I'm telling you, Tony Doyle Inspires tells you, go get this, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. All right? All right, if that was interesting to you, as always, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the little bell symbol. That's the notification symbol to let you know every time we upload new videos. We do so every single day, and we will be doing book reviews similar to this, but with other books, both new and old, about weekly, okay? And if there's something that you want us to specifically review for you, say you've heard a lot about it and you want to know, is it worth your while, put it either down here in the comments or go to our Facebook group page of the same name, NSPR8, NSPR8, and you can let us know there what you'd like us to review. All right? Appreciate you guys stopping in, and as I always say, if you are not inspired, you're just not looking around enough. We're abundant in so many ways, including some great authors like this to inspire you. Peace, Inspirators. We'll see you tomorrow.